Welcome to another episode of Math Made Easy with a Specialist. So today let's do differential calculus, our first principle. So before we can start anything, can you help us by clicking the subscribe button and help us reach our target of 500 subscribers before the end of the year? It will be very much helpful for you to do that. Now let's start with our calculus. So yeah, let's start with the first principle. So the first thing you need to know is the first principle's definition. First principle, principle definition. So this is the first principle definition. It says f prime of x, or the derivative of x, is equals to the limit as x approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x, all divided by h. So the thing you need to know after this is just steps to solve. Just basically need to know steps to solve. Okay, so that's very much easy. So let's take our first example. So I'll show you all the steps that you need to know. So it says that find the derivative of f of x using the first principle. So that's exactly what we are going to use, our first principle. So the first step you need to know is that you need to solve everything separately. So make sure you solve everything separately. Solve everything separately. Okay, what do I mean solve everything separately? You see your definition. Your definition says f prime of x, or the derivative of x, is equals to lim as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x, all divided by h. What I'm trying to say is solve f of x plus h apart and also f of x apart. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to do first your f of x plus h, which is equals to, everywhere there is an x, make sure you substitute x plus h. So in our equation where there is an x here, we're going to substitute x plus h. So that's exactly what we are going to do. So x plus h squared plus 4. And make sure you solve these things completely. Make sure you solve this thing completely. Solve the whole thing completely. So you're going to have x plus h, x plus h plus 4. Then you're going to continue solving this thing. You're going to multiply here, multiply here, multiply here, multiply here. You're going to have x squared plus xh plus xh plus h squared plus 4. Then you're going to continue solving it. You're going to add your common factors. So you have x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 4. Okay, now you have factorized the whole thing. Actually, you have simplified the whole thing completely. So you also have f of x, which is just equals to what you have been given in your question, which is equals to x squared plus 4. So you're going to substitute the whole thing in your equation. So that's step number 2. You're going to sub everything into equation, but the best part is the definition. You're going to substitute everything into the definition. So your f prime of x was equals to the limit as h approaches 0. Don't forget to write limit as h approaches 0, because if you don't write, they will reduce your marks. So make sure you do that before they minus your marks. So you're going to substitute everywhere there is f of x in your equation. This is what you're going to substitute right here. So you're going to substitute it. You're going to write x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 4 minus, it's in our equation, minus f of x. F of x was, make sure you put it in brackets, x squared plus 4. Every time you substitute anything with two values, make sure you put it inside brackets. It will help you a lot. So this will be equals to, let me just take it back so we can have a little bit of more space. This whole thing will be equals to lim as h approaches 0. We are just gonna solve what's on top, plus 2xh plus h squared plus 4. Now we're just gonna take this minus and multiply it here, and again multiply it there. So we're gonna have negative x squared and negative 4, all divided by h. That's why you need to put those things, all those values, inside of a bracket, which is equals to, we're gonna solve. So our negative x squared is gonna cancel with our x squared. Our negative 4 is gonna cancel with our plus 4. So we're gonna be left with lim of h as h approaches 0 of 2xh plus h squared, all divided by h. So the whole point of doing this, you want to get rid of this h, because if you substitute your h, which is equals to 0, it's gonna give you an error on your calculator. So your plan is to get rid of this h that is right here. So what can you do? You can take out the common factor here on top, right here. Take out the common factor. So you're gonna say lim of h as h approaches 0. Now we take out the common factor. What's the common factor here? You can see, if you look carefully, you can see a common factor of h. So you're going to take out h as your common factor. Then your 2x will be left plus h, all divided by h. So this h will cancel this h. So you'll be left with lim of h as h approaches 0 of 2x plus h. Now you can substitute. Now you can do the last part, which is sub your h, which is equals to 0. So you're gonna substitute your h, which is equal to 0. The second you substitute your h, which is equals to 0, make sure you stop writing lim of h as h approaches 0. So you just write 2x plus 0, then you say is equals to 2x, and just like that you have solved your question.